So, Keeper's Camp, this is kind of like our first hub world in the game. There's going to be a bunch of different hub worlds sort of as we progress in the story. And the other thing, too, if we take a look at our map, so currently we are in what's called the Divine Era. We've got a few different towns, which are different hubs. So, first town here, Keeper's Camp. A bunch of different towns. We've got some dungeons as well in this Divine Era. But Last Epoch is all about time travel. So, we can then, later in the game, travel to the Imperial Era, where we've then got more different hub worlds. The map changes. We've got the Ruined Era. Map changes, all that good stuff. End of Time, which this is going to be our end game, which is going to be in a long time, which I can explain in a future episode, but we'll get to that later. And then we also have the Ancient Era. In these, you kind of just find portals that will bring you to this area, so the story doesn't really have to do with this area too much, or at least it didn't in Season 1. Maybe now it does, I guess, I'm not sure. But for now, Divine Era here. And so Hub World, we've got a shop here. We can kind of sell some of our loot that we don't need. And I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to like action RPG type games, I don't think I ever actually use my gold to buy like weapons and stuff. I prefer to just kind of find them. I like to collect the gold. It's fun to kind of sell stuff. We've got the respec area. We can kind of respec our skills and our passives. Then we have like some storage and the waypoint in the middle that can bring us to different parts of the world. Alright, let's see what Lena has to say.
He was just telling me of your battle. I am Lena, one of the Keeper's Council. One of two. There should be more of us here.
I assume something happened.
Yes. Balthus and I remain, and he's not here. As such, I must ask for your help. Balthus
Ask
is
away.
busy checking on our sacred artifacts. We're protectors of Atera's history, and right now, they're in danger. Even now,
So what do we do?
the Osprix swarm all of our sacred vaults. I've already asked Grail to check one down in the mountains. There is another up north, where Balthus is. Could you make sure he's safe? There's word of a drake patrolling the skies.
Can do.
And our alliance is secure. We'll lend our aid.
Sounds like I have work to do. Sorry to cut you off. At Fortress. Oh my gosh. The Fortress Gardens, not the forest. We were just in the Burning Forest. Alright. Now we can use a portal. So if we hit R, we can drop a portal. It'll bring us back to the last town we visited. Which we're not going to do right this second, but... Vine crawlers. The other thing I love, and this is just a little, like, kind of minor thing about Last Epoch that I love, but I feel like the sound. Something about the sound design is just so good. Everything just sounds so crisp. I like this fireball, but I think definitely it's gonna get better once we're able to turn it into like the fireball that shoots 3 versus the 1. Ooh, there we go. Okay, so this is cool. So, we've leveled up, now we've added a skill to our sort of like primary strike ability, which is fun. And this is something that I love about Last Epoch too. You can modify just your regular attacks with passives. So what we've just unlocked is Mana Strike. So on every melee attack we throw, we get 15 mana back. Also deals 15 base lightning damage, which is fun. So we have a little bit of lightning damage, and we're sort of like, got some vampirism for mana, which is super cool. Now, we could add one more point to our elemental damage, or we could add a little bit of intelligence for help. And I think we're going the route of more damage. And we've got another skill point for our fireball. So we can go one more here, more speed and range, more damage. Then after that, we can unlock that extra projectile, which I am looking forward to. That's going to be cool. Yes, our primary is already so much better. And the cool thing, definitely, if we're going sort of that Spellblade route, is that we'll always kind of... Yes, the cool thing that I was saying about going the Spellblade route eventually that we're going to do is that we're always going to have a nice primary. It's going to be doing us a lot of damage as well as giving us more mana at the same time. So we're going to have some strong magic skills and a strong sword to go with us. So we found ourselves a chest here. Ancient Gardens. Gardener's Supplies. Whoops. Look at all this nice loot here. Oh, we've got a spear. Probably won't use that. I kind of like the slashing damage versus the poking. Hide boots, not really that useful. Some gloves that are useful to us. More boots of the turtle, we can sell those. We got a wand. Probably won't use the wand, but we can definitely sell it. Let's equip this. We get more intelligence. Increase casting speed, that's fun. More intelligence, more armor, but I prefer the other boots, I think. We'll go the more armor route. These gardens are quite overrun, just as a side note, and this is pretty wild. How'd they let it get this overrun? This is crazy. Bunch of quill hogs and some vine crawlers. We've been kind of neglecting this crowd clearing ability here. I actually didn't even take a look at this. 59 damage per second. Cast a Nova around us that deals fire damage, cold, and lightning. So pretty much everything. So that's cool. Got a belt. It's better than our first one. For sure. Thing about the belts too is that... So this one we just equipped has 3 potion slots. The one we had before was 2. So now we're able to hold more health potions. Oh, I just whiffed bad right there. That was terrible. Hate this guy with that crowd clearing ability. I love this kind of ability on our sword here too, because I can just freely kind of spam these mage abilities. And then once that mana is drained, I don't have to worry about waiting for it to recharge. I can just start using the sword. I also neglected my freeze ability. That's pretty good, actually. I feel like whenever I play these games, I get so focused on using just like 1 or 2 abilities, I kind of forget to use some of the other ones that are pretty good. Freeze and slash.
I cannot do that.
Cannot do that. And if you look at our mini map here, showing that we have a shrine right here, grants 200 increased stun chance and stun duration. Nice. So I can stun some enemies. Like that, level 6. Just like that, another passive. This time, let's go for a little... Actually, psych. More damage. I don't think we need the health or mana. It seems like we're okay for now. Let's make these abilities a little bit stronger first, and then we'll worry about the health later. Who needs health? Don't need that health potion either. That should also... Oh, definitely we're going to want to equip that. That looks like a better helmet than what we have now. Yeah, 20 armor, physical resistance. We're just missing out on... Just losing 1 intelligence. That's okay. We'll go for the armor. Especially if we're going spell sword. That's what we're going to opt for. There's something so satisfying about hearing the sound of picking up the gold. I feel like the gold doesn't even have like too many uses, besides for like respecking and then doing some of the gambling stuff, which is kind of fun. I just love collecting it. There's something about collecting things that's just so satisfying. That armor looks definitely better than what we have now. Okay. So we're getting a 3% increased elemental damage, dexterity, and some lightning resistance. Right on. Equip that. That little flash that just popped up. Ooh, Pyromancer's Bastard Sword. Ooh, I like the sound of that. So same kind of sword we have now, the Bastard Sword, but we got the Pyromancer's version, which means we have fire damage now. And a chance to bleed on hit. That is nice. That would give us more health, but less physical resistance. We'll keep the one we have now. And we got another point in our passive, which means we get that fire spray now. So more projectiles, cost more mana, but that's okay. That's what we're going with. Yeah, look at that. That is nice. That is nice. So now we've got a little bit of crowd control with our fire instead of just hitting one individual target. That's pretty sweet. And we have some fire damage on this sword now too, and since we have that passive that's giving us more fire damage as well, it's probably going to help us quite a bit with this sword. Give us some perks. We could clear a little bit more of this, but I think we've got most of the map covered here. Look at this, we can just melt through the crowd with these fireballs now. That is awesome. Let's freeze them, then hit them with it. Hurricane Bastard Sword. So what's the difference with that one? Ah, lightning and a much higher chance of bleed. That could be interesting. Okay. So we're losing the fire damage, gaining chance to bleed. I like lightning damage. We're going to keep the fire damage, though. And lose out on that chance to bleed. That's fairly cleared. I would say we can head over to Fortress Walls now.
I cannot do that.
Ah. I'm trying to force him to dash when he's not ready. Get past the Osprix invaders. Nice shrine here. What do we have? Ooh. That's a pretty good one. Moving faster and attacking faster. But look, I mean, we're just melting through people now. This is sweet. I wonder if these guys have some fire resistance, maybe. Freeze and slash. I got like a mini boss here.
I cannot do that.
Keep trying to make him do stuff he's not ready for.
I cannot do that.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm like not looking at my cooldowns. A lot of I cannot do that.
I cannot do that.
If you believe you can, then you can.
I cannot do that.
Okay. We're just going in here. Okay, we take a little bit of damage there. Not too bad though. Alright, what do we have here? Pretty decent armor. So we're getting more armor, some dodge rating. Yeah, I kind of like it. I think we're going to equip that. Mighty hide boots. Some mighty boots. Let's equip this. Do we equip the mighty boots? No, I don't think so. New waypoint. They actually, so this is just a little side thing. They changed, at least I think. It's been a while since I played, but I believe they changed the animation for those waypoints for Season 2 here. I kind of like it. these guys. The freeze with the fireball is a cool combo. A wand, we're not going to use the wands, but we're still going to sell it. Hide boots of life. There's too many of them. Alright. Over there, they've invaded some old storage. They're building something in there. I'll look into it. Stay safe. We'll take a look for you. Ooh, look at that. Okay. This looks like we've got a unique. What do we have here? Jeez, okay. That's a lot. Firestarter's Torch. Unique Brass Scepter. So we get some melee damage, some spell damage, 23% chance to inflict spreading flames on hit, 32% more fire damage to enemies afflicted by spreading flames, increase fire damage over time, increase movement speed. Probably one-handed too, let's see what that's all about. I kind of like having the big two-handed sword, but we'll give the unique a shot here. Flame Ward. Okay. Are we going to use that? We can probably replace Lightning. I have been using that. So Flame Ward grants a burst of 400 ward. Then for 3 seconds, hits deal 30% less damage to you and cause retaliatory burst of flames. So ward is basically a shield. Why not? We could use that. Or mess around with it. It's fun to try new skills here. And new passive. And we're going more damage. Okay, we also got we got another new skill. What do we replace that with? What do we try it out with? Glacier creates 3 successively larger ice explosions in the target direction. Each explosion deals more damage than the last. That's better than the freeze ray. I assume. I mean, I like the look of it. Alright, the storerooms. Let's try this new Glacier. That is pretty sweet. Okay. Scholar's Gloves. We'll pick them up, we'll check them out later though. No time to examine those stats too much. I love these fireballs, those are so cool. Shards. So these we'll use for crafting later. Those are kind of like gems from like Torchlight or something like that, where you can kind of add some extra modifiers to our armors and weapons. Whoops! I didn't mean to hit the I didn't mean to hit the ward there. Let's actually. I kind of like. We're gonna change things up here. We're gonna change that. Y is going to be our Glacier. We're going to go RB for our ward. Yeah, that Glacier Strike is sweet. I like that a lot. Warrior Shrine. Warpath for 20 seconds, 20 plus strength, and increased movement speed. That is a cool shrine. Look at that. Swinging a hammer? An axe, maybe? Put this board. Oh, I was hitting the wrong enemy. I thought that was the boss. Melted him, though. Wow. Too easy. I'll probably sell that. Sabotage. Cool. That was easy. Alright.